What's going on, everybody? Hey, it's Virgil at Loanscapes. It was that time of year, it's fall, right? We got to start thinking about fall cleanups. Now, the reason why I want to stress some of these fall, winter services is because every year it seems like on YouTube, I see a YouTube channel where throughout the year they keep saying, well, I don't need to do all this, I don't need to do all that because I make just enough. The problem with that mentality of making just enough is, and we've all seen it before, so it's not like I'm saying something obscene. We've all seen it before where you might see a YouTube channel, I shouldn't say might because it's happened last year, where the same people that say that and preach that are the same people that when shit hits the fan, and I hope it doesn't happen to anyone this year, is something breaks down on their truck. Now, it can get expensive, right? They'll go on YouTube or another social media platform and they'll start peddling for money. Or God forbid, someone's heater goes or water heater goes. We've seen it before with other channels. I don't want to mention their channel's name again because they're going to think I'm picking on them. And I'm not picking on them again because if I mention a certain channel, it's just because I'm just trying to make it more relatable to others in our industry. I've stressed this so many times, this industry has been really great for me and my family, and I never want to see another person struggle. I might not agree with that person on whether it be religiously, politically, or just the way they think. That has nothing to do with someone else, God forbid, struggling, and even worse is if they have a family. I never want that. I never want to wish that on anyone. All right. Now that we got all the political crap out of the way, let's get into fall services. Now, these are all services that anybody can offer, right? All right, let's start this shit. So we got fall services, right? That's gonna come out backwards, but that's okay. I'm gonna explain it to you anyway. On the fall cleanups and leaf removal. On the leaf removal, right? Whether you're mulching blades with zero turn, whether it's commercial, got it at a big box store, you got a stand-on unit with mulching blades, or you just got a push mower. Because let's say all you can afford is a push mower and you're bagging. That is fine. You don't even need all that. You can get a tarp, right? Depending on what county you live in, what state you live in. We have quite a few counties where we don't even haul the leaves away, right? We throw it on tarps, and then we drag it with the mowers to the curb, and the township actually picks it up. You can offer bag services, right? Let's say you don't have a lot of equipment and let's say you don't even have a mower, right? You can still get a blower, rake, tarp, and go to Home Depot and Lowe's or wherever and buy those leaf bags. You can bag the leaves and still make money, right? So as far as leaves go, there's no excuse. You have so many options. Whether you have a mower or you don't have a mower, you have so many options on how to make money with fall cleanups when it comes to leaf removals, right? So we already covered the mulching of the bags, right? Talking about tarping of that. Then we get the trimming. Well, we get the leaves here, right? Leaf removal. Right? My next one's gonna be the trimming. You want the trimming, the removal of all the plants. If you're mowing, actually I have one more to that. If you're mowing throughout the year, if you're mowing that customer, I'm hoping a lot of you guys will take notice to just the mulch beds around, because obviously you still want to cut back, you want to remove all the annuals and you want to cut back all the perennials, right? So I'm hoping as you guys are mowing, or even if you're not mowing, if you pass by that same neighborhood over and over again, pass by those houses, I'm hoping some of you take notes and just write down, hey, I can offer these particular services to that customer. If you have to, write it all down, make a nice little flyer, and that way you have a little something tangible to hand out to customers, whether you're door knocking or whether you just want to put them on little sleeves. We use like these little plastic bags, or you can do door hangers and put them on the garage doors. You can go to a printing place. I believe Mike Andes and Brian's Lawn Maintenance, they have their own little, I don't want to say companies or whatever. I think Mike Andes has his own little company thing, and Brian Lawn Maintenance has a thing with some other printing company. They got cool door hangers and postcards that you can use. So go to those two channels, and I'm sure you'll be able to find whatever literature that you can print for yourself. If you can't afford it, tell you what, go on the computer, make it yourself. You can email it to yourself, and then if you don't want to print it on yourself because you don't think you'll be able to print enough to do it on your flyer, when you email it to yourself, you can actually go to Office Max or Staples or whatever, and then they could, obviously it'd be a lot cheaper, then they could print it for you on regular black and white. I wouldn't do it on black and white. I would do it on colored paper, because at least then that colored paper, when you're putting out the flyers, would stick out more opposed to a cheap white piece of paper. Even if you're printing it at home, same thing. Don't get, I should have printed one for you. Don't print flyers on white paper, right? Who the hell's, get colored paper. That way, at least if it's colored paper, it'll stick out more and get that person's attention. Because at the end of the day, that's what you want when you're doing print marketing, right? You want to get that person's attention. If not, guess what? They're going to take it and chuck it in the garbage, or make paper airplanes out of it and fight with somebody. Anyway. All right. We have snow. All right. And ice. All right. With snow, I don't care if you have a plow truck or you got a shovel, snow blower, you can offer all those things, right? You can offer shoveling. You can offer, if you have a snow blower. Obviously, with a snow blower, you got to keep in mind about rocks. You know, if you're going to make a route, I would try to make the route, obviously, ahead of time. Get some stakes from online that you can mark your properties. You can also sell salt, which, let me go get the flyer real quick. I left it over there. All right. You can buy, now you can actually buy bulk salt, right? Obviously, if you're a small guy, it might not pay for you to have it delivered. So you might actually have to have it either put in the back of your truck, which might be a little bit too heavy, or if you don't know anybody with a dump trailer, rent a dump trailer from Home Depot or somewhere, pick up a ton of salt, bring it home, dump it. That way you can bring the rental back. That way you're not stuck with it. And buy, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think a ton of salt, when you buy it in bulk, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's like 35 or almost 45 gallon buckets. So you can actually store it in your buckets, right? So that way you can it'll be easier when you're plowing, but you can also sell it to your customers, especially if they're elderly or whatnot, and then go on Amazon. I'd have to figure out a way how to find a link and get the little scoopers and put the scoopers in it, right? And then you can do something like this, if that makes sense. Not sure if that makes sense or not. Now you can just sell the salt to other people. You know what I mean? You can actually do flyers and just put them around the neighborhood that you'll sell the salt. Obviously drop it off, deliver it for free because you sell the salt, right? And the other thing is you can also offer it to people that you're mowing, right? Or people that you're doing the fall cleanup. Let's say you don't even mow them, but you're gonna do the fall cleanups there, right? You can still make these flyers, put them in your truck, and you can offer. Say, hey, listen, I don't know if you guys need salt, just put it on there that you sell salt, about a 5 gallon bucket with the scooper. I think the scoopers cost us like $2 on Amazon. I think they're $2 to $1.50. The reason why we buy them is because on all of our commercial sites, we put salt in 5 gallon buckets, and then they go by every single emergency exit by the door. We put the buckets there for, well, one or two reasons. One for them, if they want to salt it, or for us, that way we don't have to carry salt, because some of our commercial sites are huge. So we don't want to lose time, God forbid, somebody fall, walking a long distance or whatever, just to salt a small walkway here, a small walkway there. Because, like I said, some of our sites are huge and they might have like small exits here and there, and they might be a distance around to go all the way around the whole building. To me, it makes no sense. I'd rather invest in the buckets of salt, put them there, call it a day. I don't want to talk about commercial today. Today we're just talking about this. So you can actually offer this. Again, if you want to offer that, you can buy the salt in buckets ahead of time, or the bags, or I would look into buying bulk salt, getting it to your house. Like I said, if you don't have a ways of getting that 1 ton of salt to your house, you can, and a ton of salt is not much. Maybe look at the pricing. I should have had it ready. Again, rent a dump trailer, get some buckets, bucket it, put a lid on it, and call it a day. Maybe look at the pricing on the salt. Oh, sorry about that. All right, so like on the salt, right? Like when we buy bulk salt, I'll show you guys right here. So per ton, if it's a regular 1 ton, it's 100. I don't know if you guys can read that or not. Well, it's $135 a ton. Then obviously, if we wanted coated, it's a little bit more. I'm not going to get into the triaxle. There's nothing to do with this video. But again, you'd buy for $135 plus tax, you buy yourself a ton of salt, call it a day, and be done. Again, it's another service that you can offer for your area. The other thing that you can offer, we don't do, it's not something, and we don't do it because I'm just not into it. I know other parts of the country where you guys don't offer snow, or if you do offer snow, it's not, or if there is snow in your area, you don't want to offer snow removal. You can do holiday lighting. I'm not into holiday lighting. I know some people are. Jason Diamond has a big thing on holiday lighting, and Lawn Thumbs, Freddie, he's got a thing on holiday lighting where I believe I think they both sell it. I don't know if Lawn Thumbs, Freddie offers the courses or not, but I do know last year he offered selling. He had a separate company where he just sold lighting. Then obviously Jason Diamond, who I don't know his other channel, but I know his power washing channel is man, I should know this by now. I think it's Power Washing King or whatever. We don't do power washing. I do watch his channel because the camaraderie between the business owners. I don't see that really in the lawn care industry, but I do see it a lot, the professionalism in the power washing industry. Doesn't matter if it's a one man, a couple, or a fleet. They really keep it professional, and I love their mentality. Again, I'm not into that industry, but I do love being around certain people. There's a saying, if you're the smartest person in the room, find a different room, right? I love their marketing ideas. I mean, it's just, to me, might not be for you. Those are things that I'm into. Because although some people might think that I know a lot about certain industries, I'm still learning. I said it the other day, what I knew what was right, or the right way to do things business-wise in our industry might be right today. 2 minutes from now, guess what? It's history, right? So things are constantly changing, things are constantly evolving. That's why I'm constantly trying to learn, whether it's some kind of printed learn, or when I'm constantly learning at certain classes for certain credits that I have to take. And that's the other thing. I would hope that more of you get more involved with learning more about your industry, right? Anyway, there's a whole tangent I can go on, but we're not going to go there right now. All right, irrigation. You can, if you don't do irrigation now, you can learn about the basics, right? You can learn about the blowouts, whether if they have a big system or a small system. Let's say you don't want to get into the winterizing of irrigation systems because you're intimidated by it. I completely understand, right? But what you can also offer is you can offer maybe changing out if you're semi-handy, and you could maybe explain to them or sell them, that the spigot, right? The spigot could be shot, or you can offer to sell the covers for the spigot. Again, you're offering a winterized service for your existing customers where they might not have the time, or they might say to themselves, you know what? Bob's Lawn Care that does our lawn, he's going to do the fall cleanups. He offered he can change our spigot that they've probably been meaning to change, but just never had the time. And you can offer the cover, make little flyers for your winter services, and offer those little covers for the spigots, so that way their spigots are covered, so that way they don't freeze over. Overseeding and aerating, right? I'm not going to go too much into it now because I'm actually working on a multi-video for aeration and overseeding. I tried doing it all under one video and it just took way too long. So my aeration and overseeding, I'm hoping to finish it tomorrow. It was way too long to fit in one. Anyway, with aeration and overseeding, right? You got to, hold on, my drink is sweating here. So, oh my God, what? Anyway, so with aeration and overseeding, right? Just, you don't want to overcomplicate it. I know some people might say, oh, you shouldn't rent equipment because you're losing profits, yada, 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 yada. You might have to rent an aerator in the beginning, right? You might not you might not have that many customers. Aeration and overseeding is crucial to us. It's a huge moneymaker. One of the main reasons why we don't go to the GIE. It's that time of year where it is hectic for us. For me, it's more important. That is more important to us. But then again, I guess in a way I'm kind of lucky because I'm on the PA-Jersey border. We actually have two versions of the GIE that come here every winter, one in February, one in March. So to me, that's how I prioritize it. Other people might say some other shit. I don't really care. You run your own business. Don't let other people tell you how to prioritize your business, right? Because they're not going to be the one to help pay your bills, right? Those other trade shows are great, right? They have their place, but they're exactly that. They're trade shows. Nothing special. The credits, the classes that they offer there, they're the same classes that they probably offer nearby in your area. So don't get it twisted. So anyway, with aeration, I don't want to go too much into it, but obviously you just want to explain to your customers that you offer it. It obviously increases the movement of air and water and oxygen in the soil. Again, I don't want to get too much into it because I'm actually working on videos for aeration overseeding and how we do it. And there's one video just on pricing. All right, so again, aeration overseeding, you can rent an aerator for like $75 a day. Obviously, I think for the week it's a lot cheaper. It might, like in our area, it might be like $400 for the week. Now, if you're gonna rent equipment, right, you want to get all these accounts first and try to line them all up within. Let's say you don't have that many, but you want to line them up all within that one day or two. With seed, I don't have my list here. I left it over there. Grass seed also. I'm not going to go too much into grass seed because I'm trying to work on another video for it. Same thing, right? You want to line everything up on that same day. And that's pretty much it. So aeration and overseeding, again, I don't want to go too much into it because I'm working on another video on it. Aeration and overseeding, another huge profitable services that you can offer for the fall, right? Overseeding. All right. Depending on your customer, hopefully you all know your customers. You can also offer the installation of fall plants or fall shrubs. Every fall, I don't know about your area, but every fall, every nursery or big box store, they all have these big giant banners outside that say "Falls for Planting." Make yourself a little flyer. Like we have little binders, but you make yourself a little flyer. Hey, and put some flowers in there of your whatever in your area, and you put it in there. Obviously with some pictures, and you can offer this for and put some pricing together where you can offer for X amount of dollars. I can do this, or let's say you want to do the fall decor around their house if they have planners, or if they don't have planners. What we used to do is we used to buy planners on clearance every time. We always look for clearance planners, whether it be Home Depot or Walmart or Lowe's, and then we just buy them, a lot of them on clearance. And then what happens is, whether we're doing a new project or we sell it to our existing customers. So we're constantly trying to sell different things, not hard, but we're trying to constantly sell and let them know that we offer this. Because a lot of times, right? And I've seen this actually in a Ray Ray video where Ray Ray even did a thing where he lost the customer, and apparently the customer, I don't know if the customer was being truthful with Ray Ray, but the customer said it in the video that they did not know that Ray offered that service. So another thing to keep in mind throughout the year, not hard, but slowly, constantly remind your existing customers about all the services you offer. Everything from spring all the way down to winter. That way you're not being told, hey, you don't want to be going to a site where you're going to mow and doing a fall cleanup. Meanwhile, they got another lawn guy there doing something else that you could be doing. All right, so we got the install of flowers. I should do this backwards actually. Flowers. Right. We got planting of the shrubs. Tree. Shrubs. I already discussed that. Right. There's another one that's other people's favorite, not a favorite of mine. You can do power washing, right? Because the decks throughout the year to get all filthy, right? Everybody knows, not my thing. Right? You can learn from YouTube, right? If you don't know already, you can learn how to seal decks for the fall, right? Right? Gutters. You can do gutter cleaning, right? I believe they have if I'm not mistaken, I think they have a polish for gutters. But another thing that you can offer and look into ahead of time, try to make yourself, I preach this all the time, try to make a menu of your services. Do some research on the gutter, after you offer to clean out the gutters, or if you clean the gutters for the customer, try to learn about those little, the screens and stuff, so that way leaves don't go in there, and then try to explain to the customer that, by cleaning out the gutters and by you selling them these gutter guards, that it'll protect, future them getting clogged, but also the ice dams that it creates when the water builds up in the gutter, and then when it freezes, it just goes up in between the shingle and the wood, right? So we got the gutter cleaning. Now, if you don't mind, like me, I'm not a big height person, right? But if it's a one-story building, like a cape or a ranch, I don't mind doing, putting gutter guards on or cleaning out the gutters. Anything higher than that, not me. But it is another service that you guys can offer. We got firewood. All right, we've got firewood. Let me talk about this for a second. You got your dump and the wood. Not to bring up Ray Ray again, but I believe Ray Ray, again, nothing bad. Ray Ray I think he used to do, he's probably too busy now, but I think Ray Ray used to do wood chopping, log splitting and then selling firewood, right? I don't know the whole process. You probably would have to watch Ray Ray or these other channels and probably learn, or maybe message Ray Ray or one of these other channels and ask them about the whole wood chopping business. I don't know much about it. That's why that's why I mentioned certain channels, because I know they do it or used to do it. He might be a little bit too busy now. He might not offer it anymore, but he might have a few videos on his channel, or just Google it or go on YouTube. But it is a cool service to offer and deliver. Let's say you don't have access to wood, right? Or to do the whole, to sell the wood and deliver it. If you have a dump trailer, if you have a dump trailer or a dump truck, right? You could probably offer just to be the middleman, or offer to offer your services to deliver it for them. Obviously, the pricing wise, you have to figure it out, fuel wise, mileage wise, how far you want to go. But the firewood thing there is a two-part, and I believe Chance Daily Hustle, I think his son used to do it. I don't know if he still does or not. He used to get those big giant water totes. I think they're 275-gallon ones, and they take the plastic out and they put the wood in there. And I don't know the whole thing, but I think they put the wood in there. I don't know if it stays in there the season or that's how they sell it, but it's still a cool idea. So there you go. The two channels that you can go look up: Chance Daily Hustle, his son used to do it, and Ray used to do it. Again, I don't know if they still do, but these are channels that some of us know where, you're supporting them by watching their videos, and it's like a win-win, and you get to learn that industry. But there's no excuse why you guys can't make great money for the winter. And I think I mentioned almost everything. All right, so we have, how many? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You've got over 10 services here that you guys can offer for fall services. There is no excuse why you guys can't make great money. Listen, I know other people have said this before. I'm sure they mean it. My wife and I ridiculously mean this. We want you guys to succeed. I hate it, even though I might not agree with certain channels, and I might not like certain channels for some reason. I hate it when I see them peddling for money, because throughout the year or towards fall, they'll say, well, I made just enough. I made my winter money and I have just enough. But yet when winter comes, right, and shit hits the fan, they're out there peddling for money because their water heater went, car broke down, whatever the fuck. Now listen, shit happens, right? If shit didn't happen, you wouldn't hear people saying shit happens. That saying that I said earlier about the same voice that tortures you is the same voice that motivates you. And I know I'm not the only person like this. I'm my own worst critic, like I'm sure some of you are. I kick my own ass. Like when certain things don't get done, I blame myself. Why do I blame myself? Because it's my company. I know there's other guys, and not on YouTube and on YouTube, that own businesses where they'll blame their employees for shit not going right. It's your business. It's your responsibility to train your employees. If they did it wrong, it's one of two things. You either didn't train them properly or they didn't listen, right? I want you guys to succeed and make a shitload of money. I hate it when I hear people say, oh, I just make enough. Oh, you don't need to make that much. You don't have to be a big company. You don't need to have a lot of employees to make a lot of money. So you can live comfortably and not have to worry about if something happens. What's going to happen if, God forbid, you get hurt? Then what? You have money saved, what? Just enough to make it through the season. Oh, I'm comfortable. I made just enough. I put away enough money for the season. But if, God forbid, you get hurt, guess what? What's going to happen then? What's going to get that momentum going come spring? Or if you got to dip into that money to take care of whatever happened for your other emergency. Do you see what I'm saying? And this is why sometimes I preach it, and I know some people might not agree with it because they'll say, oh, it's not all about money. You keep pushing it. Listen, I just want you guys to succeed and make a lot of money. Anyway, hope that helps. If you guys have any questions, reach out to us. You can actually go on Instagram, message me. I try and read all my messages. Or you can actually even text us at 215-785-LAWN. But really the best way is through Instagram, because a lot of times I'll get messages I get so many crazy messages. A lot of times I don't even read them. I apologize. Instagram, I read pretty much everything that's on there. Anyway, last week, September, I hope you guys have an excellent fall. Again, my racing videos dropped this week, and the following week, I'm doing all my plow videos. And I'm actually going to mix in my street sweeping videos as well. Anyway, hope you guys have an awesome one. Make a great video. I love you guys.